Hey guys, happy Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah. So, dating 101, I don't know, my last dating video, my husband sent one day, honey, I'm like, what? He's like, you went viral. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he said, you got over, I don't know, 1,000 people watching. And I'm like, wow. But I realize it's not a popularity contest. It's really if you share something what help other people. And I notice a lot of people want love. And this society, shoot, you turn on the TV and it's all about love. It's all about Hallmark. It's all about Lifetime. It's all about love and flowers and lollipops and unicorns, and everyone wants love, but it's so hard to find. But how come that so many people want it and so many people can't find it? We all want it. How come we can't find it? So I'm no expert. I'm far from an expert, but I noticed that if you really want, or I think if you want love, you gotta listen. You gotta listen to the other person. You gotta make eye contact, and you gotta show interest and not run out of the gate with your own sob story. Because we all have a story. We all have like a sad story. We all have issues, and nobody wants to hear that. I know it sucks, but it's true. And I've been meeting so many people through Fit and Fabulous, and every time they say it's scary. It's scary to get yourself out there. And they say, how did you meet your husband? And I say, I met him on Plenty of Fish, online, on the dating website. And I favorited him. And I took initiative to reach out to him. And I was aggressive, and we made it work. And I remember we met, and I pretty much moved in. And he said, if it doesn't work out, I'll put you on the train back to Beverly Hills from Carlsbad, California. And I'm like, okay. And it was like a sleepover with your best friend, and we got to know each other that way. And then I asked him in the beginning of our relationship, I said, listen, I really would like marriage and maybe children. He said, nah, I don't want no children. I don't want no marriage. I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, are you open to it? Are you willing to change your mind? He said, maybe for the right person, blah, 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 blah. You know, you've heard that before. So I think as a typical girl, I was like nagging and poking and manipulating. You know, we women are good at that, very good at that. And then finally he's like, okay, fine. And I remember before we got married, I said, are you sure? Do you have any doubts? And he said, yeah, you can be kind of bitchy. And I'm like, oh shit, he's changing his mind. And it's true. We all, men and women, have like a bitch inside of us. And that bitch comes out to the person you love the most. And gosh, I have one in me, and I'm working on it every day. And one of my girlfriends said this morning, you know, you have like, I don't know how you call it, a thing over your head, like an angel. How do you call that thing? I don't know. And I said, no, you don't know me well enough. I have a bitch in me. She said, all of us do. The best of us do. And I'm like, yeah, she's right. We all do. And as long as you're working on it and you're willing to work on it, I think we're cool. We're fine. And just when you get to know a person, just listen to their story and show an interest and just go with the flow. Don't look so much into it, and don't be so hard on the other person. Like the person has to have at least 2 ears and 2 eyes and a mouth and a nose, and that's it. And yeah, you want to be attracted to the person, but that's it, right? It doesn't have to be a supermodel, because we're not supermodels. I mean, I wish. And it's the same with online dating. Just get on there. I know you don't want to open yourself up to strangers, but a stranger is your next best friend. And that's what it's all about. You have to get to know people. And it's so fun when you get to know people and you get to know, you find out what makes them tick and what makes them happy and what doesn't make them happy. And yeah, you'll piss off people and they'll piss you off. And even on Facebook, it's like such a popularity contest. But as long as you give value, you help others out. And when you when someone comments on my post, I run to their page and comment back. And I'm sure there are times that I haven't done it, so I apologize. You know, I'm far from perfect. But I really make it my intention to reciprocate. Is that the right words? Yeah. And when people say, when I post something nice, like, oh, what a pretty picture, and they say thank you, I'm like, no, to say thank you, go to my page and give me some love back. Like, why do I have to spell it out? It's like, it's not a dead end street. It works both ways. So if I do something for you, you do something back. But I'm not saying that we have to go through life and thinking, okay, I'm going to do something for a person and they better give me something back. No, but eventually, if you want the friendship, the love, the relationship to last, you know, you got to do it like that. And everyone has an opinion, but their opinion comes from their mindset, and you can't control that. And there are people who are not going to like you. It's okay. And there are people you're not going to like, and that's okay too. That's life. And it's like a game. It's like a numbers game. Even though people say it's not a numbers game, it is a numbers game. And it doesn't have to be a competition because there's only one of you. I don't know. I think it's very simple, but sometimes I'm like, people are overthinking it, and people are like, okay, tell me more about dating. I have a girlfriend and she lost her hearing. And she said, can you please put subtitles on your Facebook Live? I don't know how to do that. Maybe someone can reach out and tell me how to do that. But I think there's a need for help or insight, or I don't know. I mean, I had two soulmates. One passed away, but if I had two, you can have one. And it's so nice to find that person and to share, because when you see a sunset, you want to see that together. When you see a sunrise, you want to see it together. Even when I'm on my hike, I'd rather go with my husband, but he just doesn't like it, and that's okay, you know. So that's it. Hope you guys have a happy Friday. And I think the key to dating is just listen to the other person. Ask questions. I ask a lot of questions. It's almost like I'm interviewing the other person, and I apologize for that. That's not my intention, or maybe it is. Because I like to pick their brain, or I like to get to know them and see what makes them happy and learn from them and get inspired. Okay, that's it. I'm rambling. Happy Friday.